So how's it going, guys? It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. Had to step away for a couple personal issues and get those kind of taken care of. So finally bringing you guys this video series that a lot of people have asked for. It's a three-part series that I put together, talking through the Toyota Celica, kind of what it takes to put a 3S GTE motor into it, at least what I did to put a 3S GTE into it. I will warn you guys that this footage, I shot it over a year ago. Right before I started, stopped posting to YouTube. So, things have kind of passed by a little bit. I will also say that I no longer own the Celica. I ended up having to get rid of it to take care of some of these personal issues I had, and it had to go. I had the choice of either keeping the SC300 or keeping the Celica, and I chose to keep the SC. So, kind of sad to see it go. But that's just kind of how it is. But I just want to bring this video series to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please, throughout the course of the video series, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, post them down below, because even though if I haven't been on YouTube for a while, I have been keeping up with the comments. I have been responding to your guys' questions, so enjoy.
What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be going over how to get a 3S GTE motor into a 94 to 99 Toyota Celica. So for clarification, I'm only talking about the 94 to 99 Celica GT that came with the 5S FE. I'm not talking about the 1.8 ST motor that was the 7A FE. That's a whole different animal, a lot more to tackle. I'm not here to talk about that today. But the GT, it came in either a convertible or in a hardtop. Either is fine. As you can see, mine's a convertible, so it doesn't matter either or in that direction. Also, I will only be talking about the 4th gen 3S GTE, never released in the US, came in the Toyota Caldina overseas, has a 9:1 compression ratio, 2-liter motor, has the CT16 turbo, 550cc injectors, a really stout motor, about 256 horsepower and about 239 pound-feet of torque. So definitely a really great motor to work with, a really good starting point. I'll be going through a lot of different things on how this motor can be improved down the road, but right now I'm going to talk about how you get that motor in this car. Now, the best option for getting this motor, a 3S GTE, is if you're in an area where you have access to an importer warehouse, where you can actually go to the warehouse, check out all the different motors, get your hands on them, take a look at them, run a compression test right there, and have it wheeled into the back of your truck. That is probably the best way to go about. If you don't have access to that, which was my situation, another good option is eBay, and that's what I used. eBay still gets you in touch with a lot of those good importers. The only difference is that now you've got to do a little bit more work on your end to make sure the importer is providing you the information you need to make a good decision. Things, for example, are making sure that it's compression tested, making sure that the motor that they're compression testing you and giving you the figures on, and the best thing is to get a video, is that when it shows up, that's the same motor. So some type of ID or some type of tag on the video in the pictures. So if a different motor shows up, you know right away that's not the motor they showed you, and you can refuse shipment right there. You don't want to get into a situation where you have a motor and it's no good and you've already accepted shipment on it, because it becomes a lot more of a pain for it to get back, or you may not even be able to get it back to the importer, and you might be stuck with it having to either do a full rebuild or buy a whole nother motor. And I'm speaking from experience, because this is what happened to me, is that I ended up having to part out that other motor because they gave me a bad motor. They gave me a motor that was different than what was in the videos from the first importer I used. So then I had to part it out. I ended up getting all my money back parting it out, but it's a pain in the butt to have to part out a motor, pack stuff up, ship it to different places. So again, make sure if you can get hands on that motor before you buy it, do it. If you can't, make sure that you have a video of the compression test, and make sure you have a way of checking the quality of the motor and ensuring that the motor you get is the motor that was compression tested at the very beginning. So now let's get down to the first thing. The first thing you got to do, motor shows up, you check it out, you get it off the truck, and you're starting to work on what you need to do. you need to get the original 5S FE out of the car. Now, I'm not gonna do a how-to on the remove a 5S FE from a car, because there's a great YouTube video, it's a 10-part video out there that has a 5S FE that comes in these type of cars being removed out of a Camry. Now, people might be like, oh, it's a Camry, it's not the same car. Trust me, it's the same motor. It's the video I used. I will link it either somewhere in the description or somewhere in the video. I will put where you can check out this video, and it gives you step by step. It's better than anything I could put together. It breaks up into 10 videos as to how to take it out and how to put it back in. You won't need to put in so much as you need to take out, but use that video. That video is a great resource for getting this motor out of the car, because all the components are the same. It is an automatic transmission, but to tell you the truth, we're not going inside the transmission. We just need the motor and the transmission out of the car, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up taking this motor, or at least the 5SFE motor, and you're gonna be sliding it out sideways out of the car with the hood off and everything disconnected. And then you're gonna go through a whole process of getting the things you need off of that 5SFE to put on the 3SFE. Okay, so the motor shows up. You get it up onto an engine stand. You better have an engine stand if you're gonna do this type of work. Things that you're gonna need to do this type of work: engine stand, engine hoist, a lot of different tools, you know, ratchets and sockets and all that different. If you don't have any of those items, go get those items. If you're unsure how to use those items, you're gonna need someone else to either professionally do this for you to help you through this process. This is a big job to tackle on your own, but it's not as hard as you really think. So you get the motor up on the stand. Next thing you need to do, the first thing you need to do, is you need to figure out a way to get the engine harness completely off the car. So you pull the engine harness completely off the car, and what you need to do is set that aside, and you need to set it aside along with the 5SFE motor. Because with the 5SFE motor and that motor, you need, or the 5SFE wiring and the 3S wiring, you're gonna need to pack those both up, and you're gonna need to send them to someone who can do the wiring for you. At least that is what I did. Now, as far as the wiring that you can go through to get this done, I believe Prime Driven does it. I used Wire Gap. I've heard of some place called Campos out in California, and they do it. Any one of those guys, pick one of them, but they're gonna have you take the 5SFE and the 3S GTE, and they're gonna take and have you send both of those harnesses to them so that they can merge those together into one plug and play harness that you're gonna be able to plug right into your car and right into the motor.